So you want me to go first? My name's Kaeden Watford.
And I'm Ashley Chavez. Well, we met in prison.
Yeah, we met at Cheetah.
2016.
2015. I got there in 2015. Did we meet then?
Oh yeah, we met in 2015 and then we
Yeah.
got together in 2016. So we
Yeah.
met in the Max building.
That makes sense. I was always in SEG, so it would make sense that I was in the Max building. I thought we met in AB.
No, we followed there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say once we started doing like volleyball together.
When I got out, it was like I made it like a month and then I relapsed. And I had a pretty bad overdose. She was calling me, couldn't get a hold of me, and I told her that I overdosed. And
Well, no, I was calling you, and you
That's very
were
high in the
doing
moment.
things that people do in active addiction, and I was not at a point in my life where I was going to accept that. So,
And probably a year, or so, not even after that, I went to a treatment. I was in a relationship with somebody else. That person died. And then I relapsed again. And I was really, really bad. Caught a bunch of really reckless charges and came back to prison.
when he came back, I just gave him the space to talk about the things that he had went through, and as always, was just there. When you needed to do your things, it was always about growth because his mental health was so bad.
I went to Metro. She got out. And then when I got out,
Prison is so hard, and it's so hard getting out. That's what it was. I was so upset because I thought like when he came home, he was going to hit the ground running like I did too, right? Because we've been locked down. We've been sitting. It was totally different. And I was angry and
I took my time when I got out.
sure did. And I was not happy about that because I was like, we had all these plans when we were in prison. We were going to get out. We were going to do this. We were going to go here. We were going to be together. We were going to get married. We were going to build a family. And he came home and he like
I wasn't ready.
was doing treatment. And
Yeah. I went out and I went straight to treatment, ARC, Dayton, and then got a job, and then went to sober living. And while I was in sober living, we finally went on a date in like January. And then after that, we were like, well, there's more to that story too. Yeah, she was pregnant.
So when I came out of prison, I worked and I had 2 different relationships. My second one was with a man, and I had birth control in because I did not want kids. 30 years old coming out of prison. I'm like, this is not for me, but like, I don't know what it was. Something in me changed and I took that birth control out within a week. I was pregnant, but our son lives with us. He named our son when I was 17 weeks pregnant.
Yeah.
So,
Kaeden.
yep,
Kaeden.
Kaeden.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
I call him our baby daddy. I don't know if he likes that very much, but I was like, our next kid, we need to have another baby daddy because like he goes from the weekends and like I'm like, we need another baby daddy. We have a beautiful baby boy that's about to be a year, which is a blessing. Very grateful for that. Like before Ashley, I never really expected to have kids because I'm trans. And I never wanted to actually give birth myself because of like dysphoria stuff and like my mental health already being pretty precarious. My first bid in prison, I hadn't started any HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy. And then by the time I came back, I was on HRT. So, I mean, a lot had changed. My voice was obviously way deeper. I mean, like when I was getting put in the turtle suit to when I was in Monarch to when I was doing better. When I was grieving the loss of a partner, you know, she's always been there to hold space and, yeah, patiently wait till I got it together.
I didn't think it was any different than being in a relationship on the streets, other than the fact that, you know, you have correctional officers trying to keep you away from each other all the time and you're not supposed to have human contact, but otherwise it just pretty much flowed.
It was like nothing happened until like you were getting yelled at by a CEO. Like everything was business as usual, and then like in the back of your mind knowing like, oh, let's check for cameras before we hold hands or kiss or touch or, you know what I mean? Like check your surroundings quick. But yeah, and then instead of texting, we passed kites.
We're going to rec. We were in different buildings.
I
And
hadn't seen each other in a while.
yeah, we hadn't seen each other in a while, and I didn't look for cameras. I didn't look for correctional officers, and I just went up to him and kissed him. They seen us, I guess, and we stuck to the story of an air kiss
Yeah.
till today.
Yeah. Yeah.
much, right?
Yeah, there was,
We seen you kiss, and I was like, no, it was an air
it was
kiss.
an
We
air
just went like
kiss.
this.
yeah. They did not believe us. We did.
No, we
Yeah.
stuck to it.
I was
didn't
pissed.
We?
Yeah, we did stick to it. I
We
was
got
pissed.
60
though.
days for that.
No good time.
None.
Or halftime, whatever they call it. I don't even remember anymore.
It was halftime.
Yeah.
We didn't get that.
I lost my maintenance job and everything. I was so salty. The good thing about starting in prison is that we had to find our passion in a different way. We couldn't find our passion through sex or being intimate in like a physical way. And so we had to be creative, and yeah, our communication was like, and I'm being super transparent. Hopefully you don't get pissed about me doing this, but if I'm being super transparent, our communication now that we're like here and life is moving so fast is like nothing like it was when we were still incarcerated.
Well, that's because I had time to think before I could respond to your.
That's so true.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
it's like you're in my face. You have something you have to say now, and I'm like, meh, 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 meh.
Yeah, and then I meh, meh, meh back.
Yeah, true.
We both have very slick mouths. We've grown a lot, but like because of like I think we've the history and like knowing each other like before we did all that growing and while we did all that growing, we know the right buttons to push to get us to go like right back to that like, yeah, we could still do this type of.
Yeah, we've grown a lot, learned a lot about each other along the way.
Still learning a lot.
Yeah, every day. I would say do your own work on yourself, and don't worry about everybody else around you. Just do your own work and don't fall into somebody else's, because you do a lot of trauma bonding in prison, right? With everybody else around you.
Paired with that, be patient, right? Because I mean, like that is it right there. Because that's what I've had, like being with somebody that's formerly incarcerated. That's what I've had to like dig deepest upon is my patience, like, and like you know what I mean. Like, don't assume responsibility for like their journey.
I always thought I was going to end up by myself because that's the way that I see my parents. I didn't really think like I was going to be with a person and build a family and we were going to stay together. I thought I was just going to bounce for the rest of my life and be by myself and whatever. So this is nice.
Yeah, I guess I probably had a similar experience because like my mom has like been with one person, which was my dad, and they broke up when I was super young, and she's just been like a strong, single, independent woman since. Honestly, when I was younger, I was just so busy like concentrating on not letting people know that I was queer in high school that like I wasn't thinking about a relationship by any means.
I didn't think I was gonna live to see 30 years old because of the way I was living my life before. So I guess I never really put too much thought into that.
That's so true too.
Thought
I
I
didn't
was
even want to
gonna
be alive that long.
dead.
Yeah.
I think people are shocked that we have a family, that we're sober, that we're giving back to our community all the time.
Yeah, I am proud of ourselves. I didn't think we were going to make it through the whole baby thing. But newborns are just like a true test on a relationship.
Yeah.
I did not think we were going to make it through that. And
So was kayaking though, and we made it through that.
Tandem kayaking was hard.
We had this much water in it, but we made it through.
Yeah.
It's all right.
And as for being proud, I'm incredibly proud of her. She has done a lot in the short amount of time that she's gone out, and she's consistently changing to improve herself. And then, I mean, like she's a very impatient person with a lot of patience because, you know, I'm not an easy person to deal with or get along. I'm really
nor
like,
am I.
like the fact that she's like still like here and like willing to change, and not always right at first, but she's willing eventually. And the fact that she's like just still in this career and still persevering and still like headbutting the man in the head, like no matter what, like I'm going to be in these spaces. You're not going to kick me out of these spaces. No matter like how discouraging it may be, like time after time after time, and she gets back up and just like headbutts him again.
Yeah, I'm proud of us too.